Okay, so I love maritime history. Something that you don't think about often is camouflage in warships. That's what this is. We're going to get to this in a minute. Let's go in the Wayback Machine and talk about early camouflage. If you go back to the times of Julius Caesar, he actually used to paint some of his ships really dark colors just so they would blend in with closer to the darkness when they were patrolling up and down different coasts. You can take this all the way up until the Civil War when ships were trying to be camouflaged in this dark color paint. There's even thoughts once ships become ironclad that you should plant trees and stuff to make them look like floating islands, though that didn't really turn out too well, so we stopped doing that. In 1917, a man by the name of Norman Wilkinson from England comes up with this style of camouflage. This is called the Dazzle camouflage. The main reason that he's going to do this, if we catch up in history, in 1917, England is getting beat up pretty bad by German U-boats. They're sinking something like 23 ships a week. It's 1/3 of the shipping vessels are sunk. The numbers are astronomically high. You'll have to back me up on those. So the King George, is like, hey, we need to do something about this. So Wilkinson comes up with this. Now, I should mention, this isn't meant to completely conceal the ship. In fact, it's supposed to do the exact opposite. You can see the ship, as you see, very dazzling, that's why it's called Dazzle camouflage. But the point was that you didn't know what direction was going or how fast the ship was moving. It's also meant for these submarine gunners to look up, and then through their periscope, you have to make a split-second decision as to where to fire, because then the ship will see, the wake, or at least the periscope of the sub. So this Dazzle camouflage was basically just meant to confuse the gunners. Also, even if you managed to guess where the ship was going, the camouflage was meant to throw you off by just a couple tenths of a degree, to where even if you were to get hit by a torpedo, it wouldn't hit nearly as hard, or in areas that were vulnerable to the ship. This Dazzle camouflage, if you search it up, you're going to notice a lot of ships are from World War I and World War II. It really isn't around for too long because radar is going to become so high-tech that Dazzle camouflage kind of goes out the window, though you do still see it in a handful of ships. Anyways, I just wanted to touch on this. I think it's something that not a lot of people know about. You see army guys walking around in camouflage, but I think it's a cool thing. Look into Dazzle camouflage. There's a lot of really cool stories, YouTube videos, per always. Anyways, hopefully you learned something. Love you all.